Your first question was that is the Sikh religion the true religion? When Guru Nanak repeated the first word Ek Onkar, and Gurbani started from the word Satnam. Satnam means ਇਹ ਉਹ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਸਤ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਸ਼ਵਾਨ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਰਹਿਤ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ that he does not suffer, he does not come into the circles of birth and rebirth. Our dharma is based on the truth. We saw God of the truth. This word God does not really exist in our language. We have to speak it because it is made there. We are worshippers of the truth. So Sikhi is the way to Akal Purkh, but you have to have the understanding. Without the understanding, you cannot know about Sikhi. Sikhi means a person who is a student of the Guru. He lives on the word. He lives on Hakam. His life is Hakam and love. There is nothing more than that. Where there is love, there isn't a question. And where there is a question, there isn't a love. That's why Lord Buddha's followers misunderstood Buddha. When they ever used to have a question, is there a God? He would not answer that question. But that did not mean he did not believe in a God. He believed in a God, but he couldn't tell the Nita, the divine, that Amrit that he took. He could not explain it. So Sikhi is the way to God, but you have to be devoted to it. Your ego must be destroyed. Until the ego lives in you, you cannot understand Sikhi. It is very hard to even understand what the truth is. The ego must be destroyed, and then you will be able to understand the Guru. But there must be Prema Bhakti in you. As the 10th Guru says in the Swaye, Jin Prem Kiyo, Tin Hi Prapayo. This is the way to God, and Sikhi is the way to God. Because we believe in Sargun. Sargun means a figure that we can see. Nirgun means the unformless God. So we are devoted to both of these things. We see Him in Sargun, we also see Him in Nirgun. Have I answered your question? This is his first question. The second question is that was Guru Nanak higher than Jesus? Was he higher than Muhammad? That was Jira Sachkhand Hega. This is a word trying to describe what Akal Purkh is. A Sikh should never have desires. A Sikh who has a desire is not a Sikh, because the Guru tells us in the Gurbani, Raj na chaho, Mukt na chaho. Mukt means salvation. All other religions talk of salvation, but we do not talk of salvation. Raj na chaho. Raj means becoming king. Wealth. We are not after wealth. We do not want to be high. We do not want salvation. But what do we want? Gurbani tells us, Preet Jan Kamalare. Raj na chaho, Mukt na chaho, Preet Jan Kamalare. We want to remain in the dustful feet of Guru Nanak. We don't want to see no heaven. We do not want to see no hell. We want to stay in the feet of the Guru Nanak, of the holy dustful feet. So, there isn't no answer for a Sachkhand for us. A devotee does not want to see a Sachkhand. It is like a faithful wife. She stays with her husband. She doesn't want to see the world. Her world exists within her husband if she is a faithful wife. If she is not a faithful wife, she has desires. She wants to travel. She wants to depart from her husband. So we do not want to be departed from the Guru Nanak's holy dustful feet. We want to remain there. Our heaven, our wealth, our salvation remains in the dustful feet of Guru Nanak. And the dustful feet of Guru Nanak is the word Shabad. The mantra we utter, that is the dustful feet of Guru Nanak. The word Vaheguru, the way the Panchakari has given us that mantra, and the Mool mantra that was given to us when the foundation of Sikhism was laid by the Creator, Guru Nanak Sahib. And the third question you have asked, is Guru Nanak very greater than Muhammad and Jesus and other prophets? Guru Nanak is very great because Guru Nanak answered those questions where the others had failed. For an example, Buddha could not tell anything about that God that exists in him. Where Buddha finished his work, he finished his work on the word Nirvana. Guru Nanak had started it from there and told his disciples and told the world what Nirvana means. Nirvana means united, becoming united with him, to become one with him. Where Jesus spoke of love, but could not tell how to become one with him. We also see this as ego. He has spoken in ego, said those who have faith in me, those who will understand me will gain salvation. But the true Guru did not give a false information like that. But we do believe in God Prasad that if we ever get to contact this Almighty Creator, it will be through the Guru. Without a Guru, we cannot contact him. And he had seen the whole world as sinners, but Guru Nanak did not see the whole world as sinners. He saw the whole world as the light of God. Because of their karma, they had destroyed it from God himself. According to their actions, they suffered. According to their actions, they came in different forms. And Guru Nanak was very greater than Muhammad himself, because Muhammad couldn't tell the oneness. He had taught his followers a bit of greed and a bit of enemies, you could say. He made a bit of enemies in him. Like he said in the Quran, in the chapter 15, those who are not Muslims, those are known as Kafirs. Kafir in their language means a dog. It is right to take their women. It is not a sin. But to look with an evil eye at a woman, you will be punished and your eyes will be burnt in the grave. That is his teachings. But that was not the teachings of Guru Nanak. So Guru Nanak was very great. Where the worldless lectures finished, where Gita had finished, Guru Nanak had started. The word Om was the end of the Sanskrit scriptures. Guru Nanak had started his work from there. The word Om meant it was complete. This is where it ends. But Guru Nanak said, no, it does not end here. He put the word Ek Omkar to say that God is one. The work has started right now, from this moment. That's where he started the Japji Sahib. These religious leaders themselves weren't so wrong. It is what their followers made them. It is they couldn't understand them. It is like Christians in the Bible, they say the atma is automotive, it dies. It does not take rebirth. But in the Bible it also says that Jesus had said in the Bible that this body is the temple of God. Now if I was to understand this scripture, I would understand it on my own stage, that he's trying to tell me something, that this body is the temple of God. This is where I will gain him. There is no other way, there is nowhere else where I can find him. If I was to ever find him, it was my body where I would find him. So these religious leaders were so wrong, because at that time there was no paper, everything was memorized. And restriction had come into them. They wanted to make their religion so strict to tell that we are very high and the rest does not exist. So the religious leaders themselves weren't so wrong as their followers became wrong. They had misunderstood them. It is like Gurudev Bahadur says in his Gurbani that my aim in many lives were the same, but my language had always changed. And sometimes what happens, where Jesus was born, it was in the Middle East, and the culture was completely different, the language was completely different, because people did not have the understanding of birth and rebirth. Now when Krishna came, people had understanding, because India itself was very rich in spirituality, and the West world is very rich in wealth, but in spiritual wise it is very poor. It could not understand this thing. It is very hard for them to understand that one can get himself out of the body and enter the third eye. It is very hard for them to understand these things. It is even very hard for them to even imagine what I have said, that we must lay in the feet of Guru Nanak. It is very hard for them to imagine this, because in their scriptures there is no such word. It is very hard for them to even understand what love means, what Gurbani tells us Prema Bhakti, because these scriptures do not talk of Prema Bhakti. That's why the Sufis had to form their own scriptures to get their drugless body that was very drugged. They couldn't use any other words, so they had to use these old lovers of India, for example, like Heer and Ranja. They had to use them to get their feelings out. Because the Quran itself does not speak on a Prema Bhakti at all, nor does the Bible itself speak of Prema Bhakti. There is too many do's in there. You have to do this, you have to live like this, you have to have faith in this. There are too many do's and haves. Gurbani does not have too many do's or haves. Gurbani is straightforward. It is like Krishna is saying to Arjun, Arjun, if you drop your weapons, the world will always see you as a bad man. But if you use these weapons, you will have a place in heaven. And in there will be beautiful angels for you, and you will have a wine there. Guru Nanak did not give a false image to anyone. What he said, oh man, if you obey these orders, if you and become one with God, you will gain salvation. But if you don't, you will suffer. So Guru Nanak did not give us any false information. What Guru Nanak said to us, he meant it. He didn't say you will have angels following you about in heaven. If heaven is to be like that, there isn't any difference between the earth and heaven. We can drink a lot of wine here. There are many angels here if we want some angels. But no, heaven is nothing like that. Heaven is becoming one with God. So it is not the leaders themselves who are so wrong. It is their followers what made them. It is that many religions have suffered. It is like there is many stories made about Krishna, that he had many wives. It is like, you can say, when we look at Krishna, we feel that he was very lustful. That's what I can only say about him. But when I read his scriptures, the Gita, then I find something different. The story changes, because in his scriptures he's trying to tell that, oh man, if you control your egos and you control your 9 elements in the body, then you will get to know this Almighty Creator. So it is what their followers made them into. And Dafam Badshah Sri Guru Gobind Singh in the 10th Granth said, when God had sent them all to repeat the word Satnam, they failed. That is where we had to come. It is like when many doctors fail, and then they have to go to a very big heart surgeon and call him, said that it has gone beyond our mind, we cannot control it, can you please come and help us? That's where Guru Nanak played his role. When all had failed, but none could gain peace, and none could understand this salvation, and people got so confused, they began to kill each other just because of their beliefs. That's where Guru Nanak came and spoke to them and told them, this is what your religion demands of you. And another thing, when they say Sikhs had probably followed some other religion, that is wrong. Because many of our philosophers are trying to say that we are like Christians, we believe in a one God. We are like Hindus, we believe in the Sarvan form, but we are not like neither. We are not even Christians, we are not neither like Christians, because our belief in the oneness God is completely different to their belief. Their belief in the oneness of God becomes in 3. They call it the Holy Trinity, but our belief in oneness does not come into Trinity. Our belief in oneness becomes in the embodiment, Sabna Jod, Jod Hai Soy. So our belief is completely different, but our philosophers had gone mad in my view. It is hard for them to understand Guru Nanak. That's why they are saying in their writings that Guru Nanak was a good man. We don't believe in manhood. Manhood thing does not exist in us. Guru Nanak was not a man. He was Almighty Creator himself, cast himself in the Sargun form, because Gurbani is telling us, Aap Narayan Kalatar Jag Mein Parvaryo Narankar Jag Mandal Jod Kahayo. But the only difference between us and Guru Nanak is that there is a sheet of ego. We have the sheet of ego. When that sheet of ego will fall, we will get to become one with God. That is what Guru Nanak is trying to tell us at Santanpur when he first uttered the Japji Sahib. That is what he is trying to tell us, that he had become one. And then what did Guru Nanak become? He became God when he got to know this God. And so, have I answered your question? This thing, meditation, nearly every spiritual leader is trying to tell their ways. But the real way is when you see the need that you want to become one. It is like two people, they separate, you separate them. There is a need, they want to become one. They want to see each other. And day and night they think of each other. In the same way, we must have it in us that we want to meditate. There isn't any special practices. All those practices fail. Because all the saints' lives that I have read, they all had their own ways of meditations. Some are saying that you must meditate with the breath, taking it high and then getting the word out. And others are saying that you must sit there quietly, and some are saying that don't even say anything. Just sit there, think there is nothing, there is just you. But the real way of meditation is to become what Gurbani is saying, Ram Bajogi. To feel that it is necessary for me to become one with Him. Who is He? Why am I here? What is my reason of coming here? Why am I in a human form? Why is the other suffering and I am not suffering? Why was this Guru Mantra given to me? What is the truth Guru is trying to tell me? When these thoughts will start coming up, then you yourself will create a way of meditation. The way of meditation, if you can say you are suffering, it is like a swallow egg. She is suffering from one drop of rain. Now she is singing loudly, and when the clouds come, that drop of water enters her mouth. She becomes peaceful. So this is how we must be. We must be ashant. We must be unpeaceful until we don't become one with this Lord. But until we don't see this world is false, that house of pain, and what we do is not right, until we don't see ourselves as wrong, we cannot go on this meditation way of life, because it is very hard to even understand this subject, meditation. Because all you have read, any books that you will read of meditation, it is not necessary that it would affect you. It can happen that you might create your own way. But you must be Ram Bajogi before you get onto that stage. While you do not get onto that stage, you must try to read the stories of the Gurus and read Gurbani as much as you can. And then try to understand Gurbani. Like Bhakta Ravidas is telling one stage of meditation. He is saying in Gurbani, Je tum garvar tau ho mora, Je tum chand tau hum pay hai chkora, Madhve tum na todo ta hum nahi todenge, tum so tod kam so jode. Now he is saying to the Almighty Creator, there is no one else like you. I have detached myself with you, but you can break it with me, but I cannot break it with you, because there is not another like you. So this is the first stage of meditation, is love, to have feelings for Him, to feel that His presence is right in front of me, to feel He is protecting me. And this is the first stage of meditation, and then to be hygienic, to have a clean place where you are meditating. The room must be clean. You yourself must also be clean, because hygienic is the first stage of meditation. And then your food must be right. When I say right food, it doesn't just mean vegetarian, because vegetarian food can still affect your mind if you have evil thoughts. To prepare that food, you must be uttering the Guru Mantra, Vaheguru, or the Mool Mantra. And uttering that mantra, then suddenly what will start happening when you are asleep, or your mind is becoming to rest, your mind will be automatically repeating the mantra itself. So this is the first stage of meditation. When we talk of the Guru, that why wasn't there a woman as a Guru? Guru Sikhi, when the Guru had become another Guru, became the light to a light. It wasn't a matter that it was a woman or a man. There was a hukum there. There was 3 words, what is known as Ben Pabbe, Pabba Pala, Pabba Pol, Pabba Para. These were the 3 letters that all the holy saints that became saints in the Sikh Dharam had become enlightened with these 3 words. Now many failed to come onto this throne of the Guru. In the time of Guru Amardas saw that this body the age of this body has come, now I am going to leave this body. He had called 4 of his family members. 2 were his daughters' husbands, and 2 were his own sons. Now what did he say then? He said, can you please build up platform? And every time Guru Amar Das came, he said, can you please break it? And they were continuously doing that, and night had came, and three had thought to themselves that the Guru has become old now, he has become senile. Now it's very hard for him to tell us how it stopped. And Guru Ram Das Ji continued obeying that hukum. In Sikhi, this question should have never had rise that why not a woman as a guru, because our life is the hukum. These people that we see as saints today, we think they're different people. They are not different people. They were people that were just born like you. They eat like you. They breathe like you. But what made them so high in life? What was it? It was the Guru's hukum. They obeyed the hukum. They lived in the will of the Guru. And every time they saw themselves as sinners. Even going on to that high stage, the Gurus did not still conform themselves as Gurus. They still see themselves as the servants of Guru Nanak. So if a woman even obeyed these orders, she could also become a Guru. But there wasn't no woman who had passed this exam. So it wasn't that the Guru didn't want a woman there. Many were tested before they became Gurus. And the detachment with the Guru, not every Sikh even had that detachment with the Guru. Like we've read many stories of many saints, but the detachment towards the Guru Granth Sahib with Baba Naam Singh was completely different to all the other saints. But they all were here. They were all self-lightened. They all have self-realization. But his understanding, oh, Guru Nanak Sahib, you have said to Sikhs that your diet must be vegetarian. How can I eat this dead man? And when Guru Nanak Sahib shouted at Guru Angad Dev Ji, said, why are you keeping going around this dead body? Why are you not eating it? He said, I am just waiting for your order. Which side should I start? So, this path is all based on 3 words. To ask for forgiveness, and to stay in His will, and to see ourselves as sinners. This is the lesson that Guru Nanak Sahib gave us. When you've asked what will happen, it is like when a drop of the rain falls in the ocean, what happens to that drop? And what happens to that drop? It becomes one. That's what happens after we meditate. The word salvation, we must have understanding. Like many words, there have many meanings to those words. When we talk of salvation with other religions, they mean salvation is like sitting in heaven. It's like the world that you are seeing here. There is a completely different world there, but with angels, with wings and stuff like that. We don't accept that kind of salvation. Our salvation is the salvation that I had just said just in the beginning. What happens to that drop? It becomes one. That's what we are, that is our aim. We want to become one. When we talk of the Guru's feats, we do not talk of these type of feats. We are talking of the word, because this brings humbleness in us. When someone falls on the feet, this is the first stage of humbleness. So the Guru is trying to teach us humbleness, because without humbleness, you will create ego in you. I know you cannot live without me. That is foolish. he would not give her the respect he normally gives her. So the Guru gave us the teachings. He gave us teachings to be humble. And when we talk of the Guru's charans, the dustful feet, that is like a figure, a symbol for us that shows this is humbleness. We have been learned a lesson of humbleness. This is like a symbol. It is like many past religions, they put statues there. That statue, the meaning of that statue wasn't that, oh, start worshipping it. The meaning of that statue was to see the presence of the Lord, that you have so much faith that He is sitting here, that I am speaking to Him. Because it's like you sit in a bus, there is no one there, and you begin to sit there, you can't concentrate. But if there is someone sitting there, you feel comfortable. But if there is no one there and it's about 1 o'clock in the night, you will not feel comfortable. And if you begin to move your lips about, you will think to yourself, you've gone a bit nuts. So these figures and symbols came in religion to bring faith in us that there is someone sitting there and I am talking to someone, and you begin to feel comfortable. You get so relaxed, then you begin to utter the mantra. Have I answered it? So you have misunderstood the word Sachkhand. Sachkhand, if you want to understand what the word Sachkhand means, you will have to read the Mool Mantra. The first word Sat Naam means He was the truth. He was, in the beginning He was the truth. In the end He is the truth. He shall always be the truth. That is the Sachkhand. Sach means truth. Khand means a place. His place is the truth place. He exists everywhere. The truth exists everywhere. This world exists on the truth. That is what the Guru is trying to say to us. That everything is truth, but nothing is reality. Anything that is going to be destroyed is not the truth. But the Atma can never be destroyed. The Atma is a living thing, just like Almighty. That's where the word embodiment comes from. We are all part of that Lord. Because of our karmas, we have gone so far, we are suffering because of our karmas. And when we gain the shelter of the truth Guru, in the Japji Sahib in the first verse, the Guru is saying, Gur Prasad. Through the Guru's Kirpa, through the Guru's grace, we get to know this Almighty Lord. This is who we want to become one with. The Creator that we have left. To understand this Creator, you have to do some type of meditation on the mantra that is given to us by the Guru. That word is Vaheguru. Vaheguru is trying to tell us that He is beyond all things. And the Guru is saying, there is no such word that I can say to you, O Vaheguru, teacher of teachers. We have to contact Him, and you cannot contact Him by reading, because in the life of Dharam, there is no such qualifications in this life. There is only one lesson. That lesson is to become one with Him through the Guru Mantra. There is no doubt. There shouldn't be any doubts if we have had the shelter of the Guru. If the Guru has said, this is your God, here, contact Him, He will speak. We will have to obey that order. For us, this cup will be a God if the Guru came here and said, this cup is a God. So the Guru has told us to contact Him is through the Mool Mantra and the Vaheguru Shabad. This is where we get to realize Him. There isn't any books or any personal papers we can read about Him. The only thing we can do is sit in silence and then jump right deeper into ourselves and see what we've got in our body. And when we will jump down, because we are only seeing the top part of the ocean, when the divers go right deep down, they get to find jewelry there. They get to find so many things they get astonished. So this is what the Guru is trying to tell us. He's trying to tell us, go with the Gurmata, go in so deeper, and then study and hear yourself. Don't hear the outside, then get to hear yourself, and then this Gurbani will alter itself, because this Gurbani is inner you. Everything is inner you. This whole creation is inner you. But until you do not destroy this ego, and you do not fall hopelessness on the Guru's feet, saying, I'm useless, you cannot know this Lord that lives in you. So you have to feel that you are nothing, you have failed, no one can help you other than the Guru. That's where the role of the Guru plays, and that's where we have a proper understanding of the Guru. We can read about the Guru, we can never understand the Guru. We read the Guru Granth Sahib, we bow to the Guru Granth Sahib, but we do not understand him. We cannot understand him even if we read translations, even if we go to these particular sets where they are telling us the Guru Granth Sahib is telling you this, we cannot still understand the Guru Granth Sahib. When will we be able to understand the Guru Granth Sahib? When we go very high with spiritual life. This is where a little story comes of Bhai Veer Singh. Bhai Veer Singh Ji had wrote many poems in Punjabi. He was a gifted master for Punjabi. But when he became very old, he became very ill. So ill that he couldn't even walk. There was this other saint called Sant Mani Singh Ji of Rampur Khere. Now in Rampur Khere's mind came, a holy saint like Bhai Veer Singh, why suffer? Suffering should not come to him. Now when he went to meet Bhai Veer Singh's followers did not let him enter his room. They said, no, you cannot see him. Now spiritually he had spoke to him. And Bhai Veer Singh Ji got off his bed and opened the door and said, where are you going, Sant Ji? And when Baba Naam Singh turned back, and he said, I have a question to ask. Why are you suffering? He said, when I went so spiritually high, so high, when I had done those translations of the Guru Granth Sahib, what I thought they were, but the meanings had changed. When I got so spiritually and I got one with the Guru, the meanings had changed. They were not the meanings that I thought they were the meanings. So to understand the Guru, you have to become one with him. You cannot understand him, it doesn't matter what you do. You can alter the mantra day and night, but if there is ego in you, you cannot become one. You have to surrender yourself towards the Guru. When you surrender, this Guru is trying to tell us this. When he was at Lahore and Guru Ramdas was here in Amritsar, he was surrendering. He knew very well that he was in Kaljug, but he is saying in his scriptures that ek kari na milte ta Kaljug hota. He is saying, now I feel as it is Kaljug, because you are not in front of my eyes. I cannot see you. I cannot feel the oneness with you. Now I feel the Kaljug. He knew he was in Kaljug. And he had surrendered himself. This is what we have to do. We have to surrender ourselves towards the Guru. Until we do not surrender ourselves, this Guru Mantra cannot enter us. Kinka ek jeeb saave, taki mehma gani na aave. This Guru is saying just one word must enter the body. Why is it not entering our body? Because ego exists in us. The Guru Granth Sahib itself is saying that over and over and over again. It is like a teacher. He can only give you a lesson if he knows about that subject. It's no good putting a math teacher in a biology class because he wouldn't know what to talk about. The same the word when the Guru Granth Sahib is saying, he's saying it over and over and over again. Har milne di jukti batao re santo. Re sakiye mera pritam manao. Koi aan milave, koi means, is there anyone out there कोई आन मिलाए मेरा प्रीतम प्यारा, how this by आप बचाए. Now the only bad thing comes into this term, people have misunderstood the word Sant. They have misunderstood Sant. They think a Sant is a person who is dressed in white or in red colored clothes or in saffron yellowish type clothes, or they think a Sant is someone who is just giving lectures. No, Gurbani is saying a Sant is he whose breath utters the good mantra. Kya jagna, kya sona, gurmat te parvan, jinna saab krasna visre, sehi purk pardhan. This is a saint who's become one, who's got enlightened, who gained self-realization, who knows what he's talking about. That is a saint, who knows what his Almighty Creator is. So people have misunderstood this. The Guru is saying over and over again, go into the company of the saints and ask about me. Who am I? Because without a master, one cannot be educated. They still need a master in another form. It doesn't matter, the words can change, but people are still looking upon someone in a different way. But without realizing, they are doing that. It is like I have seen many people, many sects I have become close to, that would not agree with this word. But their respect towards their religious leader was not very different to the respect that people gave to their other spiritual leaders. So this world is doing something without realizing. This is the thing they are suffering. They think what we are doing is right, the other is doing wrong. But no, we must understand what Gurbani is telling us about the word Sant. A Sant is a person who has done something practically. Today we are doing something by talk. We have not put this in reality. For all we know, it could be wrong, because you have not put anything in reality. Guru Nanak put his words in reality. Then he spoke of this God. Then he spoke of this truth, because he put the words in reality. Why do you think he went to the Sikhs in the mountains and spoke to them about God? Because he put his words in reality. What matters is reality. Talk does not matter, because talk cannot take you anywhere. You have to come in reality. Now it's like a master. A student can think he's the best one. Anyone you ask, they will say, I'm going to pass. Well, I've done good. No one's going to say, I'm going to fail. But there is someone who is watching them, who's got to examine their papers. Only he can tell that he's done wrong. But if you talk to him, he'll probably think, oh, he's given me bad numbers because he didn't like me. And in the same way, a person who has put the words in reality, he can tell where you have created ego. He can tell you off, look, this is where you have gone wrong. Because the Guru Granth Sahib is telling us over and over again, but we do not pay attention to the Guru Granth Sahib. We do not still leave our egos. If today the Guru Granth Sahib said to us, Rani tu ayo laha len, laga fit fakre, sam mukti jaldi ren, that you have wasted all your time. Now is the time to repeat the holy mantra. How many of us are ready to do that? Bring it in reality. Tell me how many of you are ready to sit here and not move if the Guru Granth Sahib says that to you. So we have talked too much, but we do not bring our words in reality. Those who have become devoted to the Guru, they have put the words in reality. They have made their lives an example. These great saints, what we can never do for the Panth, they did for the Panth. It didn't matter how they did it, they did it. It was very hard at that time when half of Punjab had converted themselves into Christians and they had all the wealth they wanted because they funded them. Someone just comes there and just speaks words and get them out from that cold game and make them very high Sikhs. That is something. This is what a Sant does. Ram jo dada mukta, Sant jo pave. No. This is a definition of the saint who tells you to meditate, does not tell you to give a house on his name, does not say that I'm just going to greet you with my hand. No, someone just dressed in white like a pope and just sits there and people look at him. No, a saint is a person who tells you to meditate and to utter the mantra that you have come from many lives. This is the right time to meet the Almighty Creator, and this form is the only form that will make you more closer, because this form is the closest form to God. It has the mind, it knows everything. Other forms do not have feelings. Their feelings are very temporary, but this human feeling is very strong. It is so strong that religious science have said that one can sit on the other side of the world, but if he thinks so hard, he can detach the person on the other side of the world. So we have the closest power to the Almighty Creator. That's why this body is the only form to become one with Him. I have spoken before, Gurbani says, it is the 10th Master's slok, Har Jan Doy Ek Hai, Bek Vichar Krishnai. There was only a difference when we did not realize Him. When we got to realize Him, we became one with Him. Like Bulle Shah says in his quote, Ranja Ranja Karti, Main Ape Ranja Ho Gayi. Ranja main vich, main Ranje vich. He is trying to put the unity that I have become one with my Master, us using Ranje's name and performing himself as he. Don't anyone get it wrong that there was someone who was he, Ranja. There was no one. This is just a man-made name to get their feelings out. So, Dr. Ravidas is also saying in his body, Tuhi mohi, mohi tuhi, antar kaisa. He said, what is the endless now? Nothing. I have become you. You have become I. There is no difference between us both now. And when we talk of Guru Nanak has never come. Janam Maran Dome Nahi, Jan Parkari Ai. These holy masters only come for the sake of mankind. They are always here. They have never gone. They had just visited the world between that time. They haven't gone and they haven't even come. They only came for the mankind. When we talk of Baba Naam Singh, it was not just Baba Naam Singh who accepted Guru Granth Sahib as the Padgurati Dev, because we must go back into our history in the time of the 5th Guru. These saints, they do not create anything themselves. They only repeat what we have lost. So he did not create anything. He only repeated what the 5th Guru himself did. The 5th Guru, at his time, gave so many respect to the Guru Granth Sahib. The Guru Granth Sahib himself even says in the Bani, Vaho Vaho Bani Nirankar Hai Jis Jevad Avar Na Koi. Gurbani is saying, the Guru is saying that Gurbani is so high, it is unformless, there is no one higher than Gurbani. This is where the Guru speaks of unity. Guru hai Bani, Bani, Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, Bich Amrit Sare. He's saying that the Guru is the Bani, because Guru is saying that the Bani is even higher than myself. This is what Guru is saying there. So the fifth Guru gave so many respect to the Guru Granth Sahib that came on to the next five Gurus. After this Dharma had suffered so many pains, when the British ruled India, the Sikh Dharma itself had to suffer a lot. It had suffered in the Mughals' times, but it had also had to suffer in the time of the British Empire. Because of those sufferings, we got to lose our disciplines. This is why there is a very big clash in us today. That there is a particular set who is saying, this is Gurmat, and then you get another set who is saying, this is Gurmat. But they are all confusing themselves. No one really knows what the word Gurmat means. They think what they think is Gurmat is, but Gurmat is the word of the Guru Granth Sahib. If you ask me, I think everyone is doing Manmat, because no one is listening to the word of the Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib is telling us to get up early hours in the morning and to meditate on the holy name. And what do you see these people who are saying we are devoted to the Guru, we have given our head to the Guru, that's why we have got this Amrit. But you see them getting up about 8 o'clock, and the first thing they do is put on the radio to see what's happened today. So that shows we have not given ourselves to the Guru. We are far away from this Guru. We are the example of Manmat. The example of Gurmat is the one who rises early hours in the morning and then meditates on the holy name. And then all day he repeats and utters the mantra. He lives in this world. He does everything by his hands, but his thoughts are detached to the Guru's words. So Baba Naam Singh did not do anything new. He only repeated what history had done back. When he saw the need that the Sikhs had forgotten the respect of the Guru Granth Sahib, they begin to think that the Guru Granth Sahib is just a word. There is nothing more than the word. Because when you read many books on the Guru Granth Sahib, this is what is just said, that the Guru Granth Sahib is a scripture. They are trying to say that Guru Granth Sahib is just like a Bible. It is just like a Quran. It is just like a normal thing. But no, it is not just a word. It is where we seek this power. This is where we seek our Guru. Through Guru Granth Sahib we get to know our Guru. It is a living Guru. Guru Granth Sahib becomes a living Guru because we live the word of the Guru. Our life should be the example of Guru Granth Sahib. We are supposed to do what Guru Granth Sahib is telling us. We are the body of the Guru Granth Sahib, and the Guru Granth Sahib should become the body of us. That's how we believe it as the living Guru. It is noble saying to the Guru Granth Sahib, look, you are our Guru, but we are not going to obey you. What matters is what is happening in the present. Future does not matter to us. That is going to happen, what is going to happen. It is what we make of this actual time. What that saint is saying, Amma Singh, he's telling the future, but the future should not matter to us, because we have not made much of this time. What is going to happen in the future for us? Nothing. The future can be only changed by us uttering the Vaheguru mantra. We look upon the future too much, but the future is not going to help us. We will have to help ourselves. So lots of people have been asking questions on Sant Mani Singh's video, but I say it is what we make of this time today. Are we repeating the Guru mantra today? Are we seeing the need of the Guru? If you get destroyed, the Atma can never be destroyed. I think disaster is the day we forget our Guru. that is the biggest disaster that I ever will feel. So I think it is time you make yourself right at this time. So there is not any difference in the future what's going to happen. What is happening today is going to happen then. So it's time you made yourself a man. According to the Guru, you are not man. You are not human being. A human is he, banda jo kare bandagi. The one who does bandagi is a man. Who does not do bandagi is not a man. So it's very important for us to control this time and this valuable breath that we breathe. It is very important to control them with the Guru Mantra. So the future can only change with Naam.